Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Artie Rose, and this is the Artie Rich video channel. Coming to you from the GLB network, which is the greatest of all-time league baseball simulation that we have set up in Out of the Park Baseball 27. And we're in season 5. This is episode 3. Where we're going to be covering the month of August and going into September, winding down to the Pennant Race for this season. So let's go right to the first screen in the game and give you a rundown of where we're at. We are 118 games into the 156 game season. And these are the 4 divisions we have: the American Division, the National Division, the United Division, and the Freedom Division. Each division has 8 teams. And the tournament that takes place right after the season will consist of the 4 division leaders and then 12 wildcard teams to make 16 teams out of the 32 teams that are in the league. They will take part in a tournament, a 4-round tournament. Round 1 with 16 teams, round 2, 8 teams, round 3, 4 teams, and then the championship. So almost like a NCAA March Madness tournament, but with far less teams and more games. Actually, each round is a 7-game series. So, summarizing the standings: American Division leaders, the Texas Rangers, are now in first. They've won 5 in a row, as you can see here, and they've taken over the number 1 slot over the St. Louis Cardinals of 1942 by 2 games. In the National Division, the 1998 Yankees are holding on to a 1-game lead over the 1986 Mets. Mets have won 6 of their last 10, while the Yankees of 1998 have lost 7 of their last 10. In the United Division, it's the New York Yankees of 1939, 11 games out in front of the second-place Chicago Cubs of 2016. Tampa Bay Rays, surprising team of this season, are in the lead in the Freedom Division by 3 games over the Tigers of 1984. Notable win streaks here. We have the Red Sox of 2004, who were in the World Series. They are the defending champions of Season 4, have won 8 in a row, and are trying to get a better seeding in the wild cards. As we go here to the wild card screen, here's the top division leaders, the top 4 seeds, and then it's 12 teams after that. And you can see the Red Sox of 2004 over here. So they are right now 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the number 10 seed. So they are trying to climb to get a better seeding so they can have more of it, an advantage over a lesser seeded team. Anything else notable? Let's see. Texas Rangers, they've won 5 in a row to take over the lead in the American Division. And so that is the standings as of right now. It is August 6th, and I said we're 118 games in, so 38 games left in the season. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll go over some statistics. So we'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and now we're going to switch to some statistics here. So here are the batting leaders so far, league-wise. Honus Wagner is the number one hitter with a 386 average. George Brett of the 1980 Kansas City Royals is in second with a 376 average. Al Simmons from the Philadelphia Athletics of 1931, 357 average. Joe DiMaggio is number 4 with a 333 average, 1939 Yankees. Stan Musial from the 1942 Cardinals, 332 average. Darryl Strawberry from the 1986 Mets, yes, is at 330. And Dave Magadan also on the 86 Mets, 328 average. Home runs, Albert Bell, who won the home run crown last season, racking up 72 home runs, is in the lead with 30 home runs in season 5. Duke Snyder right behind him with 29. Willie Horton from the 1968 Tigers, 27, tied with Al Simmons from the Philadelphia Athletics. Shane Spencer from the 1998 Yankees with 26. Lou Gehrig from, I don't know which team he's on here. Let's see. He is on the 27 Yankees with 25. And Jimmy Fox from the Philadelphia Athletics of 1931 with 24. Runs batted in, Shane Spencer with 100. Boog Powell from 1969 Baltimore with 98. Albert Bell from the Indians of 1995 has 97 RBIs. Al Simmons, 96. Honus Wagner from Pittsburgh, 1909, 93. And then Joe Gordon from the Yankees of 1939, 86. And Darryl Strawberry from the Mets of 86 with 84. Stolen bases, Kenny Lofton on top with 53 from the Indians of 1995. Willie Wilson from the Royals of 1980 with 51. Honus Wagner, 38. Who is this from the Rangers? This is Craig Gentry from the Rangers, is 4th with 36. Lenny Dykstra from the Mets of 1986 with 31. Marquise Grissom from the Expos of 1994 with 31, and Bill Dallin from the 1904 New York Giants with 30. Let's see some other notable hits. Al Simmons leads the league in hits with 162. Runs scored, Lenny Dykstra from the Mets of 1986-94 Honus Wagner leads with 43 doubles. And Dave, is that Dave DeLucci? Dave DeLucci from the Arizona Diamondbacks of 1999 with 18 triples. Slugging percentage, Honus Wagner with a 6.649 slugging percentage. Babe Ruth leads the league in walks, 106. And those are the major categories. Let's go over to the pitching leaders. Marius Russo is the earned run average leader with 2.25, followed by Kyle Hendricks with a 2.42. Alexi Ogando from the Rangers, 2.43. Ron Darling from the Mets, 2.45. David Cone from the 98 Yankees, 2.46. Marius Russo also is the league leader in wins with 16. Followed by Tex Carlton from the 1934, Cardinals, with 15 wins. Johnny Beasley from the Cardinals of 1942 with 14. Andy Pettitte from the Yankees of 98 with 14. Strikeouts, Randy Johnson, the big unit from the Arizona Diamondbacks of 1999 with 207 strikeouts. Saves, Jose Mesa from the Cleveland Indians of 1995, 32. Right behind him is Johnny Murphy from the Yankees of 1939 with 31. And in third is Houston Street from the Colorado Rockies of 2000 and, is that 2009, I believe? Let's see. 2009 Rockies, yes. Go back. With 28 saves. Innings pitched, Justin Verlander from the 2019 Houston Astros, 187.2 innings pitched. Gary Maddox from the Braves of 1995, 186 innings pitched. What other statistics do we have? Complete games. Lefty Grove. Lefty Grove from the Philadelphia Athletics of 1931 with 10 complete games. Then you have Garrett Cole, Dizzy Dean, Lefty Gomez from the 1939 Yankees. Greg Maddux, Dave McNally, and Justin Verlander all have 6. Shutouts. Red Ames from the Giants of 1904 with 4 shutouts. Then Orlando Hernandez, Jim Palmer, and John Schmaltz all have 3. Here's an interesting one. Opponent's batting average. Garrett Cole leads with a 200 batting average. His opponents against him. So there are some notable statistics in pitching and batting. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to start simulating some of these games to go through the month of August. So we'll be right back right after this. Okay, we're back. And my hat miraculously appears again. So anyway, I love the effects of videotaping. Anyway, so we've gone through the standings, we've gone through the statistics, and now we're going to start simulating. We're on August 6th. We got 38 games to play. So I'm just going to go through this week. We're on Thursday, so this will bring us to Monday if we do the rest of the week. Probably about another 4 or 5 games. And here we go. Okay. So now we're on Monday, August 10th. 121 games in. And the Rangers have now got an 8-game winning streak going. And they have pulled ahead of the Cardinals by 3 games. The Yankees won 2 in a row, and now the Mets have lost 4 in a row. So the Mets fall 3 games behind the Yankees of 1998 in the National Division. In the United Division, the Yankees of 1939 hold on to a very strong 11-game lead over the Chicago Cubs. The Red Sox, who won 7 games in a row, now lost 1, but they've won 8 of their last 10, so they're climbing still. San Francisco Giants have a 4-game winning streak. And in the Freedom Division, the Tampa Bay Rays maintain a 4-game lead over the Detroit Tigers of 1984. In the wild card, the top 12 spots, you have the Cardinals have the number 5 seed spot, number 1 seed in the wild card. But then you have 3 teams tied for the number 2 spot. You have 2 teams tied for the number 3 spot. And then you have 5 teams. Well, you have the Red Sox. Then you have 5 teams tied for the following spot. And then the last 2 slots in the top 12 it's a tie between the 1934 Cardinals and the 1999 Diamondbacks of Arizona. Right behind them, though, it's pretty tight. Cincinnati Reds of 1975, 1 game behind. And then the Rockies and the Brooklyn Dodgers of 1955 are only 3 games out. So with how many games left we have? Let's see, we have 121 games. There's not 19. There's 20 games. That's 141. 30 games would be 151. So 35 games left. With 35 games left. So that being said, let's go and simulate the next week, which will bring us to the following Monday, which is the 17th. And now we come to the Pennant Chase scenario here in the menu. But Texas Rangers remain on top, 3 games ahead of the 69 Orioles now. The Orioles surging, won 8 of their last 10. So they're 3 games out. The 1942 Cardinals now slipping. They've lost 6 of their last 10. So they fall 5 games behind the leading Texas Rangers. The 1998 Yankees still 3 games ahead now of the Cleveland Indians of 1995. And the Mets, who've lost 8 of their last 10, the 1986 Mets are 5 games out now. 1939 Yankees, 5-5 over their last 10. Still hold a 10-game lead over the Cubs. The Red Sox, who were on a tear, now have lost 7 of their last 10 and are 14 games back of the lead of the Yankees of 1939. And Freedom Division remains unchanged. Tampa Bay Rays still have a 3-game lead. In the wild card, we have the Tigers and the Cardinals of 1934 and the Cincinnati Reds of 1975 tied for the last spot. Baltimore Orioles move into the number 1 wild card slot, which is the number 5 seed. And the Cubs of 2016, who in the first 3 seasons of the GLB were at the top every season. Last season they had a very off year, and this year they're looking much better. Back to their old selves. Are tied for the number 2 slot in the wild card race, which would be respectively the number 6 seed out of 16. So let's take a break and then we'll look at the Pennant Chase and we'll start. We got 2 more weeks, I believe, left in August, and then we go into September, which is the Pennant Race for sure. So let's see what happens right after we come back. Okay, we're back. Oh, I gotta get that out of my freaking. Don't like that. Anyway. Okay, we're back and going back into the game screen here. So, August 17th, we have 128 games in. We have 35 games left to go. And let's take one more week because we still got to find a game of the featured game of the episode for you guys to bring you that. So here we go, another week, bringing us to August 24th. 134 games in, 22 games left, I believe. Let's see, go to the Pennant Chase. Okay, this is Pennant Chase. 22 games left. Texas Rangers have a 100% chance of getting in, and the Baltimore Orioles also a 100% chance of getting into the playoffs. Houston Astros, 99.8% chance, and the 1942 Cardinals, 99.5% chance. Cincinnati Reds have a 97.2% chance, and the Yankees of 1927 are almost eliminated here. Well, at least in this division. Rangers, next 5 games against the Tigers, 1 against the 84 Tigers, and then they faced the 1968 Tigers. Let's go to the National Division. 1998 Yankees, 100% chance of getting in. followed by the Mets of 1986 and the 1995 Indians. A 98.5% chance and a 97.8% chance of getting into the playoffs. Let us continue down to the next division. United Division. Of course, the 1939 Yankees will be in it. The 2016 Cubs have a 99.4% chance of making the playoffs, and the Red Sox, the defending champions, a 98.2% chance of getting in. Freedom Division, still Tampa Bay Rays, are not a lock, but the 98% chance right on their tails of the Detroit Tigers of 1984 with a 97.2% chance of getting in the playoffs. 22 games left. And the wild card. Okay, your top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So your top, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, top 9, 10, top 9 teams out of 12 have a 97% chance of getting into the playoffs, which cuts off at the 1975 Reds. Then you have another 2, 3, 4, 5 teams vying for the last 3 spots. Okay? And that's where it gets a little dicey. So you have the Diamondbacks of 1999, the Pirates of 1909, the 1962 Giants, the 1934 Cardinals, and the 1931 Athletics have a 29% chance of getting into the wild card. Then it falls off drastically. 1955 Dodgers, 1955 Dodgers only have a 6.7% chance of getting into the wild card as the number 12 seed. So this is interesting stuff. And now we start counting the games down. So with this screen up, let us just finish today, and this will be, we'll get down to 20 games, and then we'll start analyzing each day. So that was today. Rangers lost, Orioles lost, and the Astros all lost. So down to 21 games. Looking at the wild card. Where's the wild card? Let's see. Where it happened to it? There it is. Wild card. So the Cardinals now of 1934, with 21 games left, have a 54% chance of holding on to that spot. They're tied for the last spot with the 1962 Giants. Cardinals won their game. The Giants have lost 6 in a row. So if they continue on that track, they are going to be in trouble. So let us go to the regular standings, the wild card standings like this. Let's finish today. This is 21. This is game number 136. Okay, 136 is in the books. And the Yankees of 1939 are clinched a playoff berth. That's what that means. Okay? So they clinch a playoff berth with 20 games left. So the Rangers now lost their second game in a row. but they're still the number 2 seed. Yankees lost their game. They're still the number 3 seed. And the Tampa Bay Rays won their second game in a row and remain in the top 4, leading the Freedom Division. So we go now to the Orioles. They won. Astros won. They move ahead of the Cubs now. The Cubs are floundering. They're getting cold, going through a losing streak. They lost 7 of 10 at the wrong time now in the Pennant Race. Reds won 4 in a row now. They're climbing. Indians lost. Cardinals in 1942 have lost 5 in a row. Red Sox won a game. So now, moving down, if we go to the Pennant Chase again, let's go to the wild cards. Let's go to the wild cards. Here's the wild card race. So now, with 20 games left, San Francisco Giants won their game. They have a 71% chance of getting into the wild card. The 1934 Cardinals are 1 game out. They have a 42% chance of getting in. And look at the 1927 Yankees. They've won 7 of the last 10. They won their last 2. Now they have a 20% chance of getting into the wild card race. Very interesting. Very interesting. So we're going to start going to the daily scores. And we'll wind up picking a game. We'll do another 5 games. So we'll bring us down to 15 games left in the season. And we'll end the episode after that. And we got to find a game of the featured game of the episode. So take a quick break and come back with some more scores. Okay, we are back. And hold on a second. Let me just straighten this out a little bit. There we go. I don't like my background with the staircase. Anyway, so here we are. August 26th, 20 games left. 1909 Pirates are trying to get in. Let's go again so I can pick out the game. The Pennant Chase. Let's go to the wild cards again. Over here, let's see. Wild cards. Let's see. Break it down quicker this way. Whoa. Let's see. Here's the wild cards. Okay, so Orioles and Astros no real. Let's get down to the Diamondbacks. Let's see who they're playing. 1984, they're playing. 1984 Tigers are playing the Royals and the Yankees. We have the Diamondbacks are playing the 98 Yankees and the 69 Orioles. Pittsburgh Pirates of 1909 are playing the Phillies and the Rockies. Of both teams are not in it. San Francisco Giants are playing the Royals and the Philadelphia Athletics of 1931. 1927 Yankees are playing the Mariners and the 98 Yankees. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's see. Where are we? Where's the wild card? There's the wild card. Okay. Yankees have a 19% chance. That dropped down a little bit. 34 Cardinals, 42% chance. And the Giants and the Pirates and the Diamondbacks. So the Pirates are playing. Who are the Pirates playing? Let's see. Let's go to the scores. Pirates, Diamondbacks, and Giants are all competing for. So the Pirates are playing the Phillies. Let's see who the Diamondbacks are playing. Diamondbacks are playing 1998 Yankees in Arizona. Now, who was the other team? The Giants are playing the Royals. So, interesting stuff. Let's just autoplay the games for today and see how they wind up. So, the Pirates win their game 6-0 over the 1977 Phillies. Cincinnati Reds win over the 1954 Indians 7-1. Red Sox blow out the 1969 Mets 12-4. Montreal Expos 5-1 over the Athletics of 1971. Giants lose to the Dodgers of 1955 7-4. 1927 Yankees win 11-0, and Walter Pennant, I believe, pitches a 3-hit shutout. He's not on the where's the let's see the box score. Walter Pennant went 8 innings, gave up only 3 hits, and shut out the Seattle Mariners 11-0. Home runs, Ben Pascal, number 12. That was the only home run in the game. Detroit Tigers 1984 beat the 1939 Yankees 5-2. So they are solidifying their chances. Atlanta Braves 4-0 win over the Philadelphia Athletics of 1931, 4-0. Greg Maddux wins that game, wins his 10th game of the season. Cleveland Indians of 1995 come back with a run in the bottom of the ninth to win 6-5 over the Marlins of 1997. And Tampa Bay Rays 5-2 win over the 1934 Cardinals, who are trying to get into that last spot. 1986 Mets get shut out by the Rockies 12-0. Only 6 hits. Jolis Chakin wins the game for Colorado. 1968 Tigers beat the 2011 Rangers 11-5. Giants lose their game in the bottom of the ninth. The Kansas City Royals play spoilers here, 9-8. 1998 Yankees beat the Diamondbacks 4-0. David Cone wins his 14th game. Baltimore Orioles lose to the 1942 Cardinals 7-1. Only 3 hits for the Orioles. And the Cubs lose to the 2019 Astros 4-1. So now there's 19 games left. I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. Okay, we are back, and we're going to just finish today, bring up the new scores. I'm going to go back to the Pennant Chase and go back to the wild card race. And so now Giants lost their game, but they're still, because the Cardinals lost their game, still now have a 63% chance of holding on to that last spot. The Yankees won their 3rd game in a row now, and they actually have a 29% chance. After yesterday's game, it was a 19% chance. So let's see who the Yankees are. I think they're playing the 1998 Yankees. Let's see. Where are they? 27 Yankees are playing the Mariners. They're playing the Mariners, but then they got to face the Yankees in 1998. They do have a shot. Let's see. Where are we here? Because they're playing Seattle. Seattle is all the way down at the bottom. And let's see. Who are the teams that are being relegated? Let's see. So far, it's the Marlins and still the 1904 Giants of New York. So I'm going to say that we should bring you maybe the 1927 Yankees and the Seattle Mariners as the featured game, because the Yankees of 1927 are scratching to get into the playoffs, and they got a 29% chance. So if they win this game, I'm sure that's going to go up. But right ahead of them are, let's go back here, you got the Cardinals who've lost 2 in a row, and they lost 7 of their last 10. So there's a good shot. So I think that should be the game of the week, or the game of the episode. 27 Yankees and the 2001 Mariners. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to bring you that game as the featured game. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and we are going to bring you the featured game of the episode, which I have picked out to be the Seattle Mariners of 2001 and the 1927 Yankees at Yankee Stadium. This game is significant because the Yankees are scratching to get their way into the wild card. The Mariners are out of it with a 61-76 record, but the Yankees have won 2 or 3 games in a row, and they have almost a 30% chance of getting in. If they win this game, that'll be even higher. But then they have to face the 1998 Yankees. So here is the lineup screens. Mariners going with John Halama, who's got a 7-8 record on the year with a 3.21 ERA. And the Yankees going with Wade Hoyt, 8-11 with a 3.41 ERA. Versus Seattle, Hoyt is 1-0 with a 1.12 ERA. And Halama also, same thing. So anyway, the lineups. Let's go to the game and we'll bring in the lineups. Okay. Oh, and you can see, look at this. Because I imported the real player photos into the game. So this is very cool. I like this. I want to give a shout out to Beatles Eternally. I actually learned how to do this by watching his videos. So great resource. If you're not following his channel, I would definitely suggest it as a baseball simulation gamer. Anyway, so we go here. The lineups for the Seattle Mariners. Ichiro Suzuki leading off in right field. John Olerud is at first base, bat second. Edgar Martinez batting third, the DH. Brett Boone, second baseman, is batting fourth. Jay Buhner, left fielder, batting fifth. Mark McLemore, the shortstop, batting sixth. Mike Cameron in center field, batting seventh. Dave Bell at third base, batting eighth. And Dan Wilson behind the plate, batting ninth. On the mound for the Yankees, Wade Hoyt, as we told you before, 8-11. Defensively for the Yankees, we got Babe Ruth in left field. We have Earl Coombs in center field. Ben Pascal in right. Mike Gazella is at third. Mark Koenig at short. Tony Lazzari at second, and the Iron Horse Lou Gehrig at first, and Pat Collins behind the plate for the Yankees. So let's get this game going. Panoramic shot of Yankee Stadium. This game is definitely important. We're down to 19 games left in the season. Here's the pitch to Suzuki. Ground ball. Lazzari is up with it over the first. 1 out. Here is John Olerud. Olerud on the season, batting .269. He's got 6 home runs and 55 RBIs. Hoyt looks in. Here's the pitch. There's a base hit to center field for John Olerud, and he is on first. So 1 out, 1 man on for Edgar Martinez. Edgar Martinez, surprisingly in this season, is batting .234 with 5 home runs and 48 RBIs. He's a perennial freaking 300 hitter. I mean, you can see .293. In 2000, he batted .324 with 37 home runs. So he is definitely having an off year. So here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's 2 outs. Brings up Brett Boone. Brett Boone, 13 home runs, bat .269, 58 RBIs. Wade Hoyt looks in, and here's the pitch. And there's a fly ball, and it's going to drop in for a base hit in right field in front of Pascal. Going to third is Olerud, and he is safe. So Boone keeps it alive with a 2-out single. First and third, 2 outs for Jay Buhner. Jay Buhner leads the club in home runs with 15. Bat .231 with 63 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Buhner. And it's a called strike 3. And that is the inning. So, no runs on 2 hits for the Mariners. No errors. 2 men left on base. And there's no score here going to the bottom of the first. The lineup here for the Yankees. Bob Musial leads it off. He's the DH. Earl Coombs, the center fielder, bats second. Lou Gehrig at first base, bats third. Babe Ruth is the cleanup hitter. Ben Pascal is the number 5 hitter. The catcher, Pat Collins, bats sixth. Tony Lazzari, the second baseman, bats 7th. Mark Koenig, the shortstop, bats 8th. And Mike Gazzella at third base, bats 9th. So I just want to say, I know there's a lot of baseball purists out there that probably would not play this game with the DH. But I just was always curious how these teams from the past would perform if they competed with a DH. I like the DH. I think it adds a lot of offense to the game. And it's got to make the pitchers bear down. They don't actually get a free out when the pitcher comes up. They gotta pitch to all good batters. So anyway, that's my take on it. Here is Bob Musial against John Halama. Bottom of the first. The pitch. Little number in front of the plate. Collins throws it over to, not Collins, I'm sorry, that's Wilson. Throws over to first for the first out. Earl Coombs, the center fielder, is up. He's batting .277 with 8 home runs, 37 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, shortstop, McLemore grabs it, throws to first, and that's 2 outs. Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig's 29 home runs on the season, bat .293. Pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is it for the Yankees. They go down in order. So, at the end of 1, there's no score. Go now to the top of the second. Mark McLemore, the shortstop, will lead off. He'll be followed by Mike Cameron and David Bell. Wade Hoyt, first inning, 17 pitches. McLemore batting .276, 1 home run, 34 RBIs. It is the pitch. A little bouncer to shortstop. Koenig throws over to Gehrig for the first out. Mike Cameron, the center fielder. He's batting .244 with 7 home runs. Pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's 2 outs. David Bell. David Bell batting .153. I think he's having an off year. In 2000, he batted .247 with 11 home runs. Here's the pitch. Oh, there's a drive. Going back is Ruth. And he grabs it on the run just before the warning track. And that is it for the Mariners. No runs, no hits, no errors. Score going into the bottom of the second is 0-0. Babe Ruth will lead off the second inning for the Yankees. He'll be followed by Ben Pascal and Pat Collins. Ruth also has 29 home runs on the season. At .265. The pitch. Fly ball. Right field and drops in a blue pit for Babe Ruth. So, Ruth is on to lead off the second for the Yankees. Here's Pascal. Pascal, bat .267, 12 home runs and 79 RBIs. Here's the pitch. That is popped up to the pitcher, and he takes it for out number 1. Pat Collins, the catcher, bat .241 with 11 home runs and 48 RBIs. Pitch. Fly ball popped up, foul ground, first baseman takes it, John Olerud, and that's 2 outs. Here's Tony Lazzeri. Lazzeri's having an off year, too. He's usually batting, let's see, in 1926, he batted .275 with 18 home runs. Last year in the GLB, he had 37 home runs and 102 RBIs, so he's having an off year, for sure. Here's the pitch to Lazzeri. And there goes a walk. So, 2 outs and 2 men on now for Mark Koenig. Koenig's batting .271 with 5 home runs and 63 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, third base. Over to second. They get the force out, and that is the inning. So, the Yankees leave 2 runners on, and the score is still at the end of 2, 0-0. Dan Wilson, the catcher, in a little bit of a slump, at .219 on the season with 3 home runs and 40 RBIs. Wade Hoyt, 28 pitches in the first 2 innings. The pitch. And a called strike 3 for first out. Ichiro Suzuki, the top of the order for the Mariners. He's 0 for 1. Pitch. And there's a fly ball going to drop in for a base hit to right. Suzuki digging for 2. And he is in there with a double. Okay, so John Olerud is up with a man in scoring position. Suzuki, very quick, had 32 stolen bases. Olerud, bat .270. The pitch. Popped up. Center field. Coombs takes it for the second out. Edgar Martinez. Now, here in a clutch situation with 2 outs and a man in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. It's through for a base hit. And I'm sure Ichiro is in there for the first run. And the Mariners take the lead 1-0. 2 outs. Man on first for Brett Boone. Pitch. Base hit up the middle for Boone. Martinez stays at second, so first and second, 2 out for Jay Buhner. The pitch. Fly ball, right field. And it drops in for a base hit. And the bases are loaded now. 2 outs for Mark McLemore, the shortstop. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, second base, Lazzari over to first, and that is the inning. But the Mariners score 1 run and leave the bases loaded. That was Hoyt got out of that jam, but very little damage. So we go to the bottom of the third. That's 1-0. Mike Gazella, the number 9 hitter, is leading off. He's only batting 179. No home runs, 14 RBIs. The pitch. And that's a fly ball, and it's Suzuki makes a shoestring catch in right field for the first out. So Bob Usual, top of the order, is up 0 for 1. Ground ball, shortstop, McLemore over to first. That's the second out. So now, 2 outs, nobody on. Earl Coombs at bat. Here's the pitch from Halama. And that's going to be a base hit into right field. So, 2-out single for Earl Coombs here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 score. Seattle Mariners of 2001 and the Yankees of 1927. Lou Gehrig steps in with a man on first. 2 outs. Pitch. Long fly ball. Under it is Suzuki. Makes the catch, and that's the inning. So they get a hit with no runs. So the Yankees still trail 1-0 here going to the top of the fourth. Mike Cameron steps in. He's 0 for 1 against Wade Hoyt. Wade Hoyt now at 50 pitches. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, third base. Gazella over to first, and that is the first out. David Bell, third baseman, batting 153. 1 out. Nobody on. Ground ball, second base. Lazzari makes the put out, and that is the second out. Dan Wilson, the catcher. He's 0 for 1. And a called strike 3. And that's the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Seattle Mariners of 2001. But they lead the game 1-0 now going to the bottom of the fourth. Babe Ruth, the Bambino, is up. He's 1 for 1. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, first base. Olerud tosses over to Halama, covering first to get the out. Ben Pascal, 0 for 1. The right fielder. Here's the pitch to Pascal. That's a fly ball left field. Over the head of the left fielder. Buhner picks it up. And Pascal's in second with a double. So, leadoff double for Pascal. Now bring up Pat Collins, the catcher. Collins in the regular season's batting .268. 11 home runs and 48 RBIs. The pitch, ground ball over to first for the first out. Bell to Olerud, and Collins is out, but Pascal moves over to third. So the tying runs at third base with 2 outs, and that brings up Tony Lazzeri. Lazzeri not having the greatest year this year, and he's walked his last time up. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Foul ground. And John Olerud makes the catch and retires the side. So the score remains 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. End of 4. 1-0. Mariners of 2001 over the Yankees of 1927. Top of the order, Ichiro Suzuki leading off. Wade Hoyt now, after 4 innings, has got 66 pitches. The pitch. Ground ball, shortstop, McLemore throws over the first, and that is the first out. Then we're going to speed play. Or maybe John Olerud is up. He's 1 for 2. And as I shot into left field. Base hit for Olerud, second hit of the game. Edgar Martinez knocked in the only run. Back in the third inning. Is up with a man on first. 1 out. Ground ball, this could be 2. Over the second for 1, over the first. And that is it. Double play to end the inning. And the score now, after 4.5, we're halfway through. The Mariners of 2001 won, and the Yankees of 1927 nothing. Going to take a quick break, and we'll bring you some more action. Be right back. Okay, we are back. I gotta fix this. I don't like that. Okay. And we are now in the bottom of the fifth, leading off Mark Koenig for the Yankees of 1927. Halama is, after 4 innings, got 54 pitches. So this is a pitcher's duel for sure. Here is the pitch to Koenig. And that's a fly ball to center field. And Mike Cameron is there to make the catch. First out. I'm going to speed play here with the bottom of the order up. Mike Gazella. And 1 out. See if anybody gets on base for the Yankees. And yes, Gazella is now on second. and Musial is on first. So let's see what happened while we were away. Let's see. So fly out. Gazella walked, and then a single by Musial. So that's first and second now. Earl Coombs 1 for 2 in the game. Batting 278, got 8 home runs. Yankees have a shot to tie it here. 1 out. Pitch. Ground ball. This could be 2. Over the second for 1. Over the first, double play. Ends the inning. And that is it. So the Yankees strand 2 more runners. And the score is still 1-0. 2001 Mariners over the Yankees of 1927. Brett Boone leads it off for the Mariners against Wade Hoyt, who's now at 80 pitches after 5 innings. Pitch to Boone. Fly ball, right field. Pascal is there, and that's the first out. Jay Buhner, left fielder, is up. Buhner's 1 for 2. The pitch. And there's a line drive into right field and a diving catch by Ben Pascal. Sliding catch. That's 2 outs. Mark McLemore, the shortstop, is up. He's 0 for 2. The pitch. Line drive. Caught by Tony Lazzari, and that is the inning. So, 3 up, 3 down for the Mariners in the 6th, and they still lead the game 1-0. Lou Gehrig leads it off for the Yankees in the bottom of the 6th. Hallam is sitting at 64 pitches. He's having a very good outing today. Pitch. Ground ball. Second base over to first. 1 out. Babe Ruth. Pitch. Ground ball, second base again. Boone up with it over to first, and that's 2 outs. Ben Pascal, 1 for 2. Ground ball, third base. David Bell over to first, and that is the inning. 3 up, 3 down. And the Mariners of 2001 still lead the game 1-0. We have the bottom third of the order for the Mariners. Mike Cameron, David Bell, and Don Wilson or David Wilson? Let's see. That's Dan Wilson. We're going to speed play. Hoyt has got 95 pitches now, top of the 7th. Okay, we have David Bell on third base with 1 out. And Dan Wilson is up. And the Yankees have made a pitching change. Miles Thomas is now in. Let's see when they brought him in. Let's see if it shows it here. Let's see. So right after a strikeout of Mike Cameron, they changed pitchers. And first batter that Thomas faced was David Bell, and he tripled. So there you go. Miles Thomas on the year, 4-3 record, 3.79 ERA. Has he had any saves? Let's see. No saves. So here he is against Dan Wilson, and 1 out. Pitch. Ground ball, and they're going to get him at home as he tries to score on the ground ball. So, 2 outs now, and Gazella saves a run with that play. bring up Ichiro Suzuki with a man on first and 2 outs. The pitch. Fly ball center field. Coombs moves over and makes the catch to retire the side. So, at the end of the top of the 7th, it is still 1-0 Mariners. Pat Collins will lead it off for the Yankees against Halama. Halama's at 70 pitches. And here we go. And that's going to be a base hit into right field for Collins to lead off this bottom of the 7th. Tony Lazzari, the second baseman, is up now. Pitch. And there's going to be another base hit. But what? No, he made the catch. So 1 out. Looked like it hit. Looked like they might have been trapped. But there's no replay here. So, 1 out. Mark Koenig is up. He's 0 for 2. Pat Collins on first. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. Ground ball. Olerud races to the bag and beats Koenig, so it's 2 outs, but a man is on second now as Collins makes it to second. Mike Gisella, the third baseman, is up. Pitch, ground ball, second base, shortstop, over to first. They get Gisella, and that's it. So again, another opportunity to score is gone by the boards, and the Yankees are still down 1-0 here, going to the top of the 8th. Miles Thomas on the mound, leading off John Olerud for the Mariners. Here we go. Swing and a miss, strike 3, first out. Edgar Martinez has got the only run batted in back in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 3. The pitch. Fly ball, short right field. Lazzari makes a running catch for the 2nd out. Brett Boone, the second baseman, is up. He's 2 for 3, Brett Boone. The pitch. Fly ball in the gap. It's going to be caught. A running catch by Coombs. So, no runs. Nothing across for the Mariners, but they still lead going to the bottom of the 8th now. Yankees running out of time to tie this game. Bob Usual, they have the top of the lineup up against Halama here in the top of the 8th. Halama's got 79 pitches. Here we go, top of the 8th. And that's going to be in the gap. And it's to the base of the wall. Digging for 3rd is Usual, and he's in with a triple to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Earl Coombs is up. He's 1 for 3. Tying run is at first base. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the first out. And that'll be it for Halama. They take him out, and they put in Arthur Rhodes. Arthur Rhodes, 31 saves on the year. He's their closer. He's won 6 games, lost 5. He's got a 2.04 ERA. Arthur Rhodes, 32 years old in 2001. And he's going to face Lou Gehrig. 1 out, man on 3rd. Here's Gehrig. Ground ball, second base. They go home, and they get the runner. So, 2 outs. And now the threat is minimized with the runner being thrown out at the plate. Gehrig's on first, and Babe Ruth, ever dangerous Babe Ruth, is up against Arthur Rhodes. Here we go. Ground ball, second base, picked up by Boone, makes the out, and that's the inning. And again, the Yankees have an opportunity to score and fail. So the score now, going to the top of the ninth, is still the Mariners of 2001 1 and the Yankees of 1927 nothing. We're going to take a quick break and we'll bring you to the ninth inning right after this. Okay, so we had a little bit of an issue where we didn't record, so we're bringing you the ninth inning after the game is finished. So the top of the ninth for the Mariners was 3 up, 3 down, and now in the bottom of the ninth, Yankees trying to come back and win this game. Ben Pascal, Pat Collins, and Tony Lazzeri are up for the Yankees in the bottom of the ninth here. They're trailing 1-0. First batter, swing and a miss, strike 3 for the first out. Pat Collins, the catcher. Rhodes, the pitch. Ground ball, shortstop. McLemore over to Olerud for the second out. And the last hope is Tony Lazzeri. Tony Lazzeri looks in. Rhodes. Ground ball, this should be it. David Bell picks it up, throws over the first, and that is it. And the Yankees fail to win this game. And their chances go from almost 30% down to like 16% in the wild card race. So we played the next few games, and we got down to 15 games. And to show you now the wild card race with 15 games left, the Yankees actually won 2 more games in a row and went from being 16% chance to 29% again with 15 games left. Cardinals lost their last game, and the Giants lost their 2 games. So it's the Yankees, the Expos, and the Athletics all are 1 game out. The Yankees have to play the 19. Let's see who they're playing. They just got done playing the Yankees of 1998. And let's see. They got a tough schedule. They got the 1969 Baltimore Orioles, who are at 80-61. They're like the number 1 seed in the wild card. and then the St. Louis Cardinals in 1934, who are actually scraping along with them guys. So that might be a vital series. So that's where we're at. Going back to the every other division other than the United Division is up for grabs as far as who's going to win the division. 39 Yankees pretty much clinched their division. But you have the Tampa Bay Rays in the Freedom Division and the Detroit Tigers of 1984 just a game out with 15 left to play. Also, the National Division. The Yankees of 1998 have a little bit more of a chance to win the division because the Mets of 1986 and the Cardinals of, the Indians of 1995 are 5 games out. Also, the American Division with the Rangers of 2011 on top right now, but the Orioles of 1969 and the Astros of 2019 are both a game out. So interesting as we come down to the wire. We are going to end this episode here, and we're going to bring you the last 15 games of the season in episode 4. And we're going to see who's going to be in the tournament, the 16-team tournament after a 156 game season. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed watching that game. Thanks for watching, and thanks for sticking with me with this crazy project that I started. But if you're a baseball historian and you enjoy this type of scenario, it's fun. So, hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next one.